back. So we're going to be looking at the rest of the chapter 3 and 4 worksheet, and we're still doing metric and household conversions. So let's look at number 30. This is the hospital scale weighs a child at 40 kilograms. The mother wants to know her child's weight in pounds. Okay, so we're going from kilograms, so 40 kilograms is going to equal how many pounds? And remember, our conversion for kilograms to pounds is 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds. Pounds are smaller than kilograms, so the pounds gets the number. And then we just work it like we did on the previous videos. I start with what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for pounds, and then what I know goes on top. So 40 kilograms over 1, and I'm going to pounds. So with kilograms on top, kilograms goes to the bottom, pounds will go to the top. And then I know that 1 pound or 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. I'm going to cancel out my unit of measure, and remember, putting that unit of measure there is really important. Keeps you on track. Make sure that you are working your calculations correctly, that you're using the right units of measure. And then I'm going to multiply 40 times 2.2, and when I do that, I get 88 kilograms. Not kilograms, because I just went to pounds. So it's 88 pounds. So the child weighs 88 pounds. The rest of our problems for this is just straight conversions, just really a lot of practice, a lot of different scenarios. So if I'm going to go from kilograms to milligrams, I'm going to make and take 2 steps, because it's easier than going all the way to milligrams first. Because remember, kilograms is 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram, so a kilogram is large. A milligram is real small. 1,000 milligrams equals 1 gram. So I'm going to make 2 conversions. I'm going to use the 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams, and then 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. Okay, so I start with my X, the unit I'm looking for, which is milligrams. That kind of tells me where I need to stop. What I know, 0.3 kilograms over 1, and then times my first conversion. So I've got kilograms here, so I'm going to put kilograms on bottom, and since I'm taking 2 steps and I know the conversion from kilograms to grams, my grams is going to go on top. So 1 kilogram, 1,000 grams, and in my second conversion, I have grams on top, so now grams is going to go to the bottom, and kilograms is going to go to top. Milligrams. It was bad this morning as it was last night. So 1,000 milligrams is 1 gram, or 1 gram is 1,000 milligrams. So we're going to be sure and cancel our units of measure. Kilograms cancels kilograms. Grams cancels grams. And then I have 0.3 times 1,000 times 1,000. Okay. So when I do times 1,000, I'm going to move my zero, or move my decimal 3 places to the right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So that gives me, it's got to add my little zeros in here. that makes it 300. So I've used that 1,000, so times the last 1,000. And then I'm going to go back up here, and I'm going to put a little space between here so I have room to write. Change back to pen. My pen doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, so it's 1,000. All right. Sometimes I think I just need to start all over. All right, so I took care of this first one. So now I'm going to take care of the last one. So I'm going to take my decimal again, which is at the end of the 300, and I'm going to move it 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, which means I'm adding 3 more zeros. So then my answer is going to be 300,000. So 3 and 5 zeros, because I'm moving my decimal total of 6 places. So it's 300,000 milligrams. And so it makes sense because milligrams is smaller than kilograms. So I'm going to have a lot more milligrams than I would kilograms. Okay, let's look over here at 32. Alright, so I'm going from a deciliter to a milliliter. Now, this one I'm going to kind of draw out our metric line. This is my base. This is my deci, my centi, and my milli. So if I'm going from a decimeter to a millimeter, I'm going to move 2 places. So I'm going to have 2 zeros, a 1 with 2 zeros. So my conversion would be 1 deciliter equals 100 milliliters. So to set it up, X milliliters equals 0.15 deciliters over 1, put X in the wrong spot, times, deciliters is on top, deciliters goes on bottom, and milliliters will go on top. So there's 100 milliliters to 1 deciliter. I'm going to cancel my units of measure, and then I'm going to multiply 0.15 times 100. So then I have to move my decimal point 2 places to the right. 1, 2. And so that was 15 milliliters. So 15 hundredths of a deciliter equals 15 milliliters. So we kind of have some weird ones sometimes. Alright, now number 33. 1 tablespoon equals how many milliliters? Okay, we know that 2 tablespoons equals 1 ounce, which equals 30 milliliters. So if I kind of divide each one of those by 2 to get 1 tablespoon, that's going to equal 1/2 of an ounce, which half of 30 is 15, so that equals 15 milliliters. So I can use the 1 tablespoon equals 15 milliliters. So I'm looking for milliliters. X milliliters equals the 1 tablespoon over 1 times 15 milliliters over 1 tablespoon. Remember, you've always got to set it up. They won't all be this easy to do in your head. Cancel out your units of measure. So X milliliters equals 1 times 15 is 15 milliliters. So we can use the same type of thought process we have here. I know that 2 tablespoons equals 30 milliliters. And I know that from this over on the left. I also know that 2 tablespoons equals 6 teaspoons. Which would equal 30 milliliters. Okay. Again, divide everything in half. So 1 tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons equals 15 milliliters. Now I'm not going to worry about the tablespoon because I'm only looking for the teaspoon. So 3 teaspoons will equal 15 milliliters. And I can divide both of them by 3. So 1 teaspoon equals 5 milliliters. I got a feeling I just made that really harder than what it should have been. So 1 teaspoon equals 5 milliliters. So let's go ahead and set it up. So 1 teaspoon over 1 times, and then teaspoon goes on bottom, milliliters goes on top. 1 teaspoon, 5 milliliters. Why I'm writing tablespoons? So my teaspoons cancel, and I have 5 milliliters. Okay. This should be in your book, is that 1 teaspoon equals 5 milliliters is one of the conversions. I know I've got it on a conversion chart somewhere. And that 1 tablespoon equals 15 milliliters should also be in your book. But if not, add those to your list of conversions.
Would you just relax? Joe says you're not taking your meds. How are you ever going to calm down if you don't do what the doctor tells you to do?
Pills just make it worse.
Oh, I see. So you're a doctor now, too.
Okay, let's look at 35. I'm going milliliters to ounce. And remember the conversion is 1 ounce equals 30 milliliters. So set it up. I'm looking for ounces. 180 milliliters over 1 times, and then milliliters is on top, so milliliters goes to bottom. 1 ounce goes on top. So remember, 1 ounce is 30 milliliters. So I cancel my unit of measures. And then I got a 0 on top and a 0 on the bottom. So zeros cancel. And then I've got 18 over 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So in 180 milliliters, there's 6 ounces. Okay. Now the next one, we want to go milligrams to grams. I have 35 milligrams over 1. Okay, let me start this one again. I was distracted for a moment. Right, we know our conversion is 1 grams equals 1,000 milligrams. So now I'm going to set it up. I'm looking for grams, so it's X grams equals 35 milligrams over 1 times, and then milligrams is on top, so milligrams goes on bottom, and grams will go on top. So 1 gram, 1,000 milligrams. Cancel your units of measure. And then I'm going to have 35, and since 1,000's on the bottom, divided by 1,000. So when I'm dividing, remember it goes to the left. I have 3 zeros. So I'm going to move my decimal 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. Means I have to add a 0. So it's 0.035 grams. So 0.035. Okay. So they're not all straightforward. Sometimes we either have to do some multiplication or division. Let's look at 37. Just more practice. 5 tablespoons equals how many milliliters? Remember a while ago we worked it out and I showed you that 1 tablespoon equals 15 milliliters. So that's my conversion. So I'm going to start my problem because I'm looking for milliliters. So X milliliters. I know the 5 tablespoons, so it goes on top over 1 and times. Since tablespoons are on top, tablespoons go to the bottom, and milliliters will go on top because that's what I'm looking for. So 1 tablespoon equals 15 milliliters. So my tablespoons will cancel, and I'm going to multiply 5 times 15. So 5 times 15 is 75 milliliters. So 75. This would be time I'd be asking any questions, but email me whatever questions you have. So let's look at 2 milliliters equals how many teaspoons? Okay, this is teaspoons, so I remember you have 1 teaspoon is equal to 5 milliliters. So I'm looking for teaspoons, so it's X teaspoons equals what I know, 10 milliliters over 1. So remember, in dimensional analysis, it's always what you know over 1 times your conversion. So since milliliters is on top, milliliters goes to the bottom, and teaspoons will go to top because teaspoons is what we're looking for. So our conversion, 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters. My milliliters cancel. So I have 10 times 1 is 10. 1 times 5 is 5. 10 divided by 5 is 2 teaspoons. Okay. Let's go on to work number 39. 100 milligrams equals how many grams? Okay. Again, remember 1 gram equals 1,000 milligrams. I'm looking for grams, so I start with X grams. I know the 100 milligrams, so it goes over 1, and then times my conversion. Milligrams is on top, so milligrams goes to the bottom, and grams goes to the top because I'm going from milligrams to grams. So my conversion is 1 gram on top to 1,000 milligrams on the bottom. Cancel out my milligrams. So now I would have 100 over 1,000. And remember, for every 0 I have on top, I can cancel a 0 on bottom. 0 on top, 0 on bottom. And that equals 1 over 10. So we can rewrite that as a decimal as 0.1. And that would be grams. So 1,000 milligrams is 1/10 of a gram. Thank you. All right. Number 40. Remember what we talked about with milliequivalents? It's for electrolytes. So 1 milliequivalent equals 1 milliequivalent. There's no conversions. It doesn't change. 1 milliequivalent is 1 milliequivalent. So there's no work to show. We just write it in that it's equal. That was kind of a tricky question, making sure you knew what 1 milliequivalent equaled. Let's look at 41. I'm doing 75 milliliters to tablespoons. So I remember that 1 tablespoon equals 15 milliliters. So since I'm looking for tablespoons, and then I know my 75, so it starts out 75 milliliters over 1 times my conversion. And since milliliters was on top, milliliters goes to the bottom, so we can cancel them. And then or tablespoon, excuse me, goes on top. So then the 1 goes with the tablespoon, the 15 goes with the milliliters, and then I cancel my milliliters, my units of measure. So I'm looking at 75 over 15. And I know 5 goes into both of them.
Sorry. Wait, have you heard about GoodRx? GoodRx finds free coupons to help you save up to 80% on your prescriptions.
Getting distracted, I apologize. 5 goes into 75.
This is a Morgan & Morgan consumer alert.
15 times. Oh, I timed it in my head. And 5 goes into 15 3 times. Well, 15 over 3 will still cancel because 3 will go into both of them. So we're going to divide top and bottom by 3. And so 15 divided by 3 is 5. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So I'm left with 5 tablespoons. So 75 milliliters is 5 tablespoons. Let's look at 42. So I'm going from 9 kilograms to pounds. So remember our conversion is 1 kilogram equals 2.2 pounds because a pound is smaller than a kilogram. I'm looking for a pound. I know how many kilograms I have, so 9 kilograms over 1 times. Kilograms is on top, so it goes to bottom. My pounds will go on top, and then I cancel my kilograms. Oops, I gotta put my numbers in here. So 1 kilogram, 2.2 pounds. And so now I have 9 times 2.2, and I'm gonna go up here in my scratch paper and do 2.2 times 9. 9 times 2 is 18, carry my 1. 9 times 2 is 18, and 1 is 19. I have 1 decimal place, so I'm going to go 1 time, and that gives me 19.8. So 9 times 2.2 gives me 19.8 pounds. And if we double 9, we get 18. So we're doing a little more than doubling the 9. So 19.8 is just a little more than 2 times 9. So I know that that's a reasonable answer. Right, I'm going to stop here because the rest of them are just review practice just like this. This is the last video for Chapter 3 and 4 for metric and household conversions. Thank you. And hope y'all have good luck on the homework and the test.